If you want to talk about room designs that get you excited, this is 100% what does it for me. Anytime somebody reaches out to us and says that they need a masculine and bold lounge created, my eyes light up. If they ask for a traditional and classic undertone or spin to that design, I nearly roll over and die. I am that content. To be able to transport yourself into a room of timeless appeal, it's daring, but it's classic. It makes you feel like everything is right in the world. Twirl your mustache, take off your top hat, sit down, stay for a while. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be a subscriber. Remember that if you would like our help in designing your room, you can have that help by clicking the link in the description below. Katie and Craig were referred to us by a past customer and current subscriber, John. Depending on how much or how often you watch our channel, you might remember John's room as the pool table lounge that we designed a couple of months ago, the one that had the motorcycle frame, the motorcycle model bar cart in it, which was really neat. When John showed his newly designed room to Katie and Craig, they felt that we were the right ones to design their home, and I very much appreciate them reaching out to us in the first place. What makes this room so fun is not only the design itself, but the location of the room. This room is actually the very first thing that you see as soon as you walk in through the front door of the house. It essentially acts as a foyer. On paper, the room is technically supposed to be laid out as a living room or a small sitting room, but these guys had different plans for this area, and I, of course, fully support their decision in doing this. We're designing a good portion of Katie and Craig's home, and this area serves as a nice little appetizer for the rest of the house and what comes next as you travel through. Their goal here was to convert this area into a moody bar and lounge, somewhere for evening drinks and conversation, a place to welcome guests. It was to have a classic style but still carry the undertones of a traditional upscale speakeasy. As you can see here in the photos, we had a blank canvas to work with. Don't make me salivate. Let's talk about the floor. Why did we choose to go lighter? Well, the flooring allows us to do something very important in the rest of the room, and that is to create contrast. If we used really dark flooring, we wouldn't be able to pair it with the other pieces that are creating contrast in the room. The lighter wood simply bounces off the dark paint color much better than a dark wood. So now that we have these white oak floors, we can have the coffee table, we can have the countertops, we can have the ceiling beams that effectively break up the monotony of using a dark paint color everywhere. If you like the flooring, again, this is a white oak, and the one that we used here was a 6.5-inch plank. These chairs, you couldn't ask for better. Like a rich brown Oxford shoe pairing with a new suit, they fit just right. Just a tad bit of red that bounces off the leather when the light hits it right. You know, I didn't even think about this until now. I wasn't going to mention it, but it brings up a good point. The lighting that you choose in your room can affect how tones are displayed or brought out. If you have a ton of natural light within your room, well, you're going to have to accept whatever the sunlight gives you that day. But if you are putting additional light in your room, pay attention to the bulbs that you use and what type of hue of light is coming out of those bulbs, because it can either warm the room up and warm up certain tones that you have staged in the room, or it can cool and desaturate certain hues that are coming out and being displayed in the room. Depending on the vibe that you're going for, choose wisely. Each month, I'm going to give away a free room design. I'm going to select this winner from the group of people who follow the newsletter. So how do you follow the newsletter? There's going to be a link down in the description of this video that will allow you to subscribe to it. After that, you're automatically entered every month for a chance to win a free room design. The style of chair that we're using here is something that we use quite often. They're called barrel chairs. When we're trying to fit a lot into a smaller space, these often come in handy. They're made in such a way that they fit you like a glove. when you're sitting in them. If you've ever driven or rode in a car that has racing seats, it's a similar concept. The seat itself is lighter in weight. It doesn't take up that much room. It has a wing type shape to it that hugs around your body as you're sitting in it. It's compact, but it still visually looks really good. These chairs also tend to be quite comfortable when chatting with people because they situate your body in a very natural way. They provide back support and then prop your arms up in an arm-rested position. Because they're not your typical shaped leather chair, though, you need to be mindful of what coffee table you are situating these chairs around and the shape of that coffee table. With the wrong style or shape of the table, it's very easy to create these large gaps in the design where it looks like the chairs have been awkwardly positioned. Light fixtures in a room like this are going to have a large impact on the look of the room. If you were to switch these out for a different style, you could risk losing the theme entirely. If your goal is to stay true to the classic environment, you may not be able to just head down the street and go to your local hardware store. Because this type of style is the minority as compared to the mainstream fads and a lot of the contemporary styles that are very popular, these more traditional pieces could require just a bit more legwork in trying to find them from an online store. They are out there though, and you can find them. If you have the option, the addition of sconce lighting is a great way to bring this theme to life. It's not often that you find modern homes or newly constructed homes with wall lighting anymore, so this is typically a wiring addition that you'll need to complete. They also make plug-in versions and rechargeable versions. If you want to go down this route, you can. It's funny, I think the use of wall lighting in the early 1900s was probably a head nod to the use of it during the 17th and 18th centuries by Victorian royalty and the likes thereof. It's like we're tipping our hat to those that were tipping their hats to those before them. It's a constant rebirth of an interior display that has a great heritage. That famous black paint color that we like to use, what is it? This is Tricorn Black by Sherwin-Williams. It's a deep, saturated, versatile black that works in a lot of situations. Sometimes I try not to use this paint color. I try to change it up and use other black or very dark gray tones, but ultimately I end up coming back to this. It works so well if this is the type of style that you're trying to replicate here. Now, don't go and ruin everything with the area rug. Throw the wrong contemporary rug in here, and you might as well light the whole thing on fire. Our go-to style of rug for these types of rooms are either antique or artisan rugs. You could probably search either and come out with something good. We're replicating the look of a time where everything was handcrafted. These are woven pieces of art, is really what they are, and you need to keep that in mind. You have now seen how we went about redesigning a small living room into a dark, moody, and classic lounge. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you feel like sticking around a while, feel free to subscribe. See you on the next one.